I think everyone that's standing up for Chinese Communist parties should be looked into. Yes, I question her either loyalty or competence. If she doesn't realize what's going on, then she's totally out of touch with one of her core constituencies. I think she has drug along the other Chinese American members to sign this letter, but I do think she's the ringleader, and I'm really disappointed and shocked that someone like Judy Chu would have a security clearance and be entitled to confidential intelligence briefings until this is figured out.
Well, she's entitled more than confidential. Trust me, she's at secret and top secret. Trevor Loudon, not only should we call everybody into question, and this is not racist, we're going for the Americans. We're going for the Americans that are backing this play up. And Judy Chu's an American. She was born here. She's a Chinese American. But hey, I founded the organization that is essentially the government in opposition trying to take down the CCP. So you're not going to run the racist trap on us. That is nonsense. Tell me about Judy Chu, though. How questionable is she in her judgment and her loyalty, sir?
Well, Judy Chu spent many years in the Maoist student movement. She spent about 20 years actively involved with people in the Communist Workers' Party, which was a pro-Chinese, pro-North Korean militant party. They dissolved in the late 80s. They moved into the Democratic Party, but Judy Chu continued to work with those people like Kent Wong, like Jean Quan, like Jose Calderon, right up to the present day. She is also involved with the Committee of 100, which is, I would say, the leading Chinese influence operation in the country, directly linked to the Communist Party of China's international work front. It's the main propaganda front, the main influence operation front of the Communist Party of China. She has used that position to defend several Chinese spies in this country. She's used that position to go after alleged racism in the military, sexism in the military. You know, I know people in journalism in Southern California who have worked for the Chinese press, the communist Chinese press, and she is regarded in Southern California by the Chinese community as China's representative in Southern California. If they want to know what the CCP is thinking, they listen to Judy Chu. She calls the shots. She has no loyalty to America. Her loyalty has always been to China. She went to China not long ago and said, "I'm coming home." You know, she had a little CCP flag right next to her. She has been intimately involved with the Communist Party of China since she was a teenager, and she still is.
The CCP, what they try, that's why they got the police stations. Their whole thing is to harass and threaten people who escape from mainland China or people who have been here for several generations of actually coming forward and putting up a take down the CCP movement. This is one of the reasons they infiltrated so many of the groups out of Tiananmen Square. It's the reason the Tiananmen Square movement kind of died out. The CCP has, and they intimidate. This is the police stations. They're watching you in the neighborhoods. This is what, it's not, we're protecting the Chinese and Chinese Americans, and particularly people who left the mainland. The CCP is brutal in going after them. Tell me about Judy Chu. When you say that she's kind of the mouthpiece for the CCP, and the journalists in Southern California say, hey, if we want to know what the CCP's latest line of thought is, we listen to Judy. What do you mean by that?
Well, look, I've talked to journalists who work for Chinese publications in Southern California, have been to many meetings, and she was regarded by the Chinese community in Southern California as the Communist Party of China's mouthpiece. She is like the governor of Southern California over that community, much like the late Rose Pak was the sort of CCP's mouthpiece, the guardian of CCP's influence in San Francisco. Judy Chu fulfills the same role in Southern California. She is completely, you know, her whole communist background brings her to be basically a mouthpiece for the CCP.